Alrighty, we are live. So type this in here real quick. Okay, this is the nickel-plated condor. It is November 18th. It is a Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week now. This is one of the last full weeks we're going to have for a while. We've got a lot of holidays sprinkled in here the next month or so. So this is our last full trading week. I know next week's got Thanksgiving. I don't know if Black Friday counts, but Thanksgiving will make it 4 days there. Put my headphones in here. Okay. Okay, that's working. Let's throw up my stream over here to make sure it's on. Okay. We have our Robinhood account, which looks like it'll be fine here. Not sure how the accounts are going to look this morning with the stock price moving up a little bit. We'll have to watch that pretty closely here. Hanes brands give me what I like. They might be a swing for me here. I was watching Hanes for a long time. I talked about them yesterday. They found this support and then earnings they blew through. But now we're having this confirmation back above the 9-period simple moving average. It is a pretty steep fall down, but I do like some type of rebound, potentially up to at least the 1440 level. For a long-term swing here, we'll see how much margin I'd have to get some shares. Maybe a few days, I think, of swinging it. We'll see. SPY looks like we're going to open up $1 or so higher. We closed SPY at... Let's see where we closed yesterday. It's not really showing yesterday's close. We'd have to look at it over here. Our close was somewhere around the 360.79 level. And that's about where we are now. We had this big surge up after this drop off, and we're kind of coming back down to the level that we were at before. Zoom that in. Here we go. Let's see if I try to place a trade here on my long term with stocks, if it's going to let me do how much margin I'd have for Hanes brands. Okay. Could do something like that. Gonna do that many shares. 7 Eastern until 8:30. Post market orders may be entered. Okay. So I'm seeing the indicators I want to see here on the 1 hour. Let's go to HBI over here. And we can watch for any clean confirmation run plays like this, like we had yesterday. I'm going to watch for some more of those. because this one we had a run from 1316 up to 1352, and that would have been a profit of, if we go here, say about there to here, that's about 3%. That's a pretty good single day gain there on a swing. And then you could have done from here to here as well, but it's all about scaling that up. So those were some good runs we saw yesterday. I'll watch for some more of those, although that is one of the most perfect runs you can see right there. Literally a 45-degree angle here on mine. That does change sometimes based on what your zoom is. But you had your low RSI, your low MACD. That was a beautiful play in. But I think we'll have some more. And I'm not saying that because I'm just like super optimistic, want it to happen, but because this 1 hour thing shows that if we have a turnaround, we could have something like this happen really quickly, more likely to happen. Kind of like with Charlie and Zip Trader, he looks for stocks that are oversold on the larger time frames first, and then you look for those cleaner runs on the shorter time frames. Those are more likely to go up more when you're lower to begin with in the big picture as well. USA building permits for October 0%. Alrighty. The implied volatility on some of these options went down a lot yesterday. So I don't know how much more we'll get from this. All my options that expired tomorrow, I closed out yesterday to avoid any gamma risk. I was probably a little too close anyway, but I wanted to get most of the premium on those. Daily Mail highlights UCLA study showing smoking cigarettes resulted in some more severe COVID-19 infection. Interesting. Yeah, it kind of seems right because COVID kind of targets lungs, and if you have weaker lungs or maybe agitated lungs, it might be more likely to affect you. That makes sense. So a run from 1315 to 1355 would basically make you $30 on a swing trade. That's a pretty good amount there. If you were doing it for every 100 shares you did. So I'll keep watching for that. I want to see possibly a dip it open and I can get in on some shares like here. But I think that might have been our day to watch for a good clean confirmation run. SPY here. Let's go to the 5-minute on SPY on this chart. I had this level here as a pre-market high from the day before when I left. Looks like they used that as support later in the day after I left, but then we had that big drop through. Kind of revisited it and closed right around that line. We haven't quite used it as resistance or support since then though, so I'm going to get rid of it. Remove drawing. And the market moved a lot. So the pre-market highs and pre-market lows are very far apart. 24 to 25, let's just do that. So the lows are at about 358.85 and the highs are at about 362.30. So about $3 apart, pretty close to that. So you would need a big either $2 move down or $1 move up to break any of those levels. Additionally, you could mark what we're setting as support right here. That's actually not support, that's just a key level. Actually, I'm seeing it surface resistance over here as well. Let me click it. There we go. If we did that, you can see that we kind of used it as a resistance earlier, broke through it, and now we're coming back down using it as support. Normally, you don't call something support if it just tests that level once, then it's just a level to watch. But yeah, looking at the 1 hour on Haynes brands, I really like that move. One thing we can do is actually scan for stocks like that. What we can do is we can go to create scan query. I'm just going to call this 1-day 9 SMA confirmation. I did a capital 9. What? So the 1-day 9 SMA confirmation. So this scanner will tell us when a certain candle opens above the 9-period SMA, kind of like we saw here with Haynes. So let's scroll this down, see what we have here. With stock, I want to make sure that, let's see, net change. We don't want net change. We want, let's do, let's see, price. Can we do price? Oh, where do you change the price? I don't even see it. Is it not here? Just a second. Put sizzle index, shares, volume, pressure, percentage change. It's not really what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for, let's see. Let's add a filter real quick. Do a study. Let's get the 9 SMA one set up. We'll click custom down here, and we're gonna edit that. We're gonna go simple moving average, which is a study. Simple moving average. Come on, there we go. Simple moving average, the 9 length. Actually, we might want to do the price, the value, price, open. The open of the current period, current price, open, is above, is above, let's see. Cross is above, study, simple moving average, 9-period moving average within 1 bars. We can click save. Think script editor, where was it? Where we can see it. This is on the day. We need to put aggregation of the day. Click OK. So open crosses above simple moving average, or the SMA. Percentage change, we don't really need to care about. The stock, the volume, I'd like to see at least 10,000 shares. Let's just say 10,000. And then I wanted to do the that's just the stock has, not volume. Why can I not change the... Oh, it's the close. Close is minimum $5. Okay. So it has to be more than a $5 stock, needs to have more than $10,000 worth of volume. The percentage change doesn't matter, so we can delete that indicator. But we'll get a notification when the stock opens above the simple moving average on the 1-minute time frame. So we can click save. And let's go to personal now. Let's see if we have it in here. 1 day, 9 SMA confirmation. And we have some stocks here. Aha! You guys see this? So while this is not the best looking entry, we are seeing that the indicator is working because we are opening above that 9-period SMA. We have a similar thing with Amazon. What is ATVI? Opened above. So a lot of these you might not even see. Like there's Haynes right there. So Haynes, I think, is going to be our play because they're kind of oversold right now. Hyliion looks like they might be turning around. KNDI, which I think is another EV, I'm not going to touch. NET going for all-time highs, it looks like. NEO, OSUR, PHI. I'm just looking for ones. I want to find ones that have, there's an open for Tesla. I want to find ones that have low MACDs, like this one. I like this one. Work, I think this is Slack. The ticker is work, right? This one might be a good trade as well. Look at the MACD lines about to cross. Candle opening above. Let's see if we sync this to 1. If we can see what we might have an opening there. We have low MACD here, low RSI. We can watch for that. Work might be a good play along with Haynes brands. So let's edit the title of our stream today and show that we're going to be doing not Smile Direct Club anymore, but we'll be doing work. So then people can see that. Save. So we'll be doing our SPY condors, which we'll have. Looks like SPY just failed that level. Looks like that might have been a while ago. But we have work here. And then we have Haynes brands we can put here. And what I want to do is watch both of these stocks on the 1 day and make sure we have a good looking opening candle. But you can see on both of these we have low RSIs, low MACDs, and then candles opening just above those 9-period SMAs. I love this movement from Slack. We're going up, we're going down. Here was earnings. When are Slack's next earnings? It looks like it wouldn't be for another month or so, because it happened 2 months ago. Let me double check here. Yes, Slack is indeed work. They're down 3 cents in pre-market. Available December 9th. So we won't have to worry about any earnings there for our trade. And I think we're good there. Okay. So we're going to watch those 2 stocks. No one else is watching the stream yet, so I'm going to take a break here real quick, and then I'll be right back. But I'm going to watch these 2 today. Look for good opens. Alrighty, I will be right back. Okay, we're back. See, when we see the new day opens on these candles on Hanes and now Work, which I really like, what we can do is, we have a couple ways we can play this. But another, one thing I like uh, about seeing the next open is we might know whether or not we're gonna get, a good indicator. It's going to add another bar to our MACD, to our RSI, and show how much further up we have to go. Like, it looks like Work is just a couple days ahead of where Hanes is. Hanes doesn't have their MACD line cross yet, but their RSI is a bit lower. Work's RSI never got below 30 though, but it's risen a little bit since they've been down there by the oversold area. So we could see another big run in Work, like the one we had here about a month ago, where you stayed above that moving average from $25 all the way up to about 31. And I think that might have been a sell right there. You're like, look, we got enough profit here. We had a key level here. We broke it. That's your sell. But let's see what they look like on the 4-hour, perhaps. There's another confirmation right there. That would have been your level, I think. When you had a clean cross underneath the zero line on a large time frame, that's when you zoom in and go, okay, that was 5 days ago. But on the one day, you'll be holding it for a while, so. So we'll see how they want to act today. Is there any news on top 5 stocks to watch for Tuesday? From Benzinga. Slack announces date of third quarter fiscal year. Okay. What's funny is you don't really need to know much about the company. You just need to know that the indicators are lining up right. That's what other people are going to see. One level I'd be watching here on Work is this level we tested here, 2750. I'll just put 2748 as a potential break up to the upside. Let's change that one to green. And then we had a support level that it looks like they used again down there. The 24 even level. So they've been going between 24 and 2750. Now, it looks like the sentiment on this stock is pretty bullish, and it almost looks like they go up when SPY goes down. They've been kind of peaking up here. We've had our lows with SPY here and here. This date was that was September 2nd. Actually, no, they both had their highs here. It looks like SPY's gone down, up, kind of making a W. But in that time, Slack has just made this, I don't know, backwards N. Maybe they're starting their W pattern now. So maybe they're just a little bit behind SPY. I don't know. But I also like Hanes. They hadn't moved much at all. What is going to be your percentage gain if you bought in on this candle and held to there? 20%, and that's over a month. That's pretty good. So this entry, this looks like it might have been one. You saw a candle open up here. You're like, okay, so we should have our confirmation to buy in, right? Well, the RSI was fine. It kind of spiked up pretty fast for that move. But our MACD lines hadn't crossed yet, and you can see that it was a false breakout. It actually fell right back down and tested their lowest level of support they tested back by earnings when they dropped from, what is this, 35 down to about 24. So they lost almost 50% of their stock's value. 33%, excuse me. But we've now put in that level of support. We came up, we came down, we tested this level, held above it, and now it looks like we're going to open green again. So I'm liking the sentiment of this stock going into the next few days here. Then Haynes beat down off of their earnings. You saw Slack's beat down off earnings about a week, and then they were back up. Here's Haynes down about a week. Now they're starting to work their way up, so we'll watch. These are both pretty cheap stocks. They're only about 25 or less. So you could swing these really with any account value you wanted. Let's have a look at work here on the 5-minute. See if we've had any clean runs with work. We had a run here from 26.22 to 26.37, so that's about 15 cents. That was with the low MACD. You don't get another, the MACD's been above it ever since. How about the 15-minute? We're kind of overbought right now, so might have to wait for it to drift down a little bit and then catch a pullback up to the 27 level. I think that's one where if we break through 27.05, could be green there. Let's change that line to green. We'll watch that. Haynes, I'm going to watch where their next candle opens. I like their movement a little bit better than Slack's, but Slack might have a bit higher of an upside. We are open here in about 1 minute. We will see what happens to our accounts. Again, overnight we just had some SPY condors on the accounts. Pretty far out. And then we'll be watching for week or so long swing trades on work and Haynes brands, as they both have very good looking indicators here on the 1 day. You want to catch these right as they open above that line, or you could miss these runs that we had here. So, alrighty, 10 seconds here. SPY back down below this resistance support level. And there is our open. We'll see how we want to go there. Small account's going to start up $11. See if that refreshes. Options prices can be a little weird here right at open. Up 2.5%. This condor's down $5, which is good for me. But it's down to only $17, so I want to wait longer on that. There's some 368, 369 calls that expire on the, let's see, what day is this? The 20th. So it would be on Friday that they expire, and they're worth $6. I might put an order to close that at maybe $4 today. There's your open for Haynes. I'm going to get in on Haynes. This MACD doesn't look the greatest right there. I kind of wanted to see that bar be a little smaller. Let's look at them on the 5-minute and see what they're doing. See if we have a sell-off going into open like we did here, and then I'll catch any low MACD run to the upside. But they're giving me what I want. Slack giving me what I want here on this one, so we'll see if we get any good entrance opportunities here for either of these stocks. It would be here on the 5-minute. SPY dropping here at open. That's good for these calls that I'm up. Let's see, I'm up $1 on them. I sold them yesterday, I think. I've got a 350, 371 iron condor that's still worth 19. That expires on the 25th of November. So I'm going to hold that one for a bit longer. I could try a bit shorter directional swing trade here if I see anything good on SPY here on the 5-minute MACD indicators, potentially selling a put spread if we get really low here on this MACD. But I'm going to watch these two stocks here, wait for a good pullback, get some good indicators pointing us in the right direction here on the 5-minute as the 1 hour is lined up for us. I don't think we're going to see one here in Haynes for a while, so what I'm going to do is just run through the scanner again, see how some of these other stocks are opening on the 1 hour, sorry, the 1 day time frame here. Got AMD just opening above. They've done that a couple times here, not very promising. I'd like to see the low MACD, kind of like this one. This one's got a low MACD, but it's also kind of looking like a long downtrend down to that 180 MA. Could be a breakthrough there. CCHBF, while they are opening above, there are not many other things going to this. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that one. Nothing here on CDE. GameStop. Man, GameStop's been flying. I was trading GameStop through all-time highs back here. I think I longed them at 750 with some options. Sold out when they were at like 890 over here. These were some nice little runs here we had from GameStop. They had this little, oh, I should have been watching for that wedge pattern. Do you see this? There was a support here, resistance there. That was beautiful. And then you shot from 934 up to 1350 in one day. I'm pretty sure this was assisted by news, but you did see that run up continue up to the 1587 level, and then you were validated out here at 1384. That's beautiful. Let's keep running through these. There's HBI, Haynes Brands is on our scanner. Hyliion. Now, while I believe more in Hyliion than I do in Nikola, I still don't like these levels up here being tested again for a while. You could have the 33 level come into play here in the next couple of weeks. But I kind of like to stay away from EVs. Here's Candy, I believe there. EV, not sure. NET close to new highs here for the first time in a while. Not sure if this is all time or what. Earnings of 2 cents. They shoot from 52 up to 67. There's Neo. They could have been a great Condor play. Well, not a great, sorry. Yesterday I looked at them and said I wasn't going to trade them because of their volatility. OSUR, PII. I only want to look for the best indicators here. Here's Snow. Oh, Snowflake. Snowflake might be a move to the upside as well. Look here at work. Shooting up above the 27 level. This might be the time to get in. If they can hold above this. Let me... Wow. Any news on work? Nope. Just some volume here. Lots of volume on this. Potentially wait for a dip down. Look at all these now. You're getting big opens. I think this is wrong. No. This is just adding new ones that opened above it today. DLR, Dick's Sporting Goods. I like this one. Dick's Sporting Goods might be one. Let me put them on the... Add DKS to potential upside. DGX. I'm just going to scan through these and only stop if I see the MACD underneath the 0 line. Here's one. COG. They had earnings here, paid out a dividend. Low RSI. They look like big comeback kings, as Charlie likes to say. Work might be. I don't know if I want to get in on work with this particularly. If I was day trading it, yes, that's where you'd want to get in. I'm going to put an order to close this call spread here for SPY. Actually, no, I need to wait a while for that. I'm going to keep waiting on work. If they break this level, they hit new highs again, 27.13. Maybe 27.15. But I really, if I can wait for a dip on the MACD, then why not wait? COG, CMPS. I kind of owe it to Haynes Brands to go take a look at them again, though. BL, well, they have another open above the 9. Their MACD's about to cross down. This one looks kind of good, too. This one looks like it might have a good upside. Bill, whatever BILL is. I'll add that to my list and look at that later. BHF. AVX. This one looks a little bit too volatile. AVXL. AVLR. AUPH. AUPH might be one. See, I love doing these new lists. It's really awesome. Oh, that's a high open. Anyway, HBI, so you see we got work failing off that level. So I'm going to need to watch these Haynes, work, and then even Dick's Sporting Goods might be one. If you go to our list here that we had of, where was it? Personal, potential upside stocks. We have Kohl's on there. Yeah, Kohl's up into the 30s now. Look at this run for Kohl's. This is beautiful. You've ran from 22 up to 30. That's almost 50%. You're looking at least 40% there. And I was watching Kohl's from the beginning of last week, but I didn't even trade them. I gotta get in on something like that next time. Here's a big white candle here on Slack. I'm not gonna get in for the for the swing trade on Slack on this movement. You have the MACD and the RSI so high, they're bound to come down and maybe test the 2690 level, maybe something like here again. Come back down to this MA. But looking at them on the 5-minute, yeah, this MACD is kind of a mess right now. So I'd keep waiting for a good entry. I like to wait for the first half hour of market liquidity to go away before I place any stock trades, because I'm not a day trader yet at this point. I'm still just swinging stuff right now because I'm not over the 25 level. SPY trying to hold above the 180 MA here on the 5-minute. See if on the 1-minute you can see which way they want to go. MACD is really low. That would have been pointing to a potential uptrend starting here. Looking at the 5-minute, you might have a potential turnaround waiting as well. Potentially, if we get confirmation above the 9-period SMA here, that could be a good swing. We could try a debit spread. I've never done a debit spread on SPY yet, but we could try one today. I think that might be a good one. We can do a theoretical here. If we did the November 20th options, those are Friday. That's the closest we can get for today. We could get a, let's see if we got calls. We could buy the 208 call, sell the 156 call, and then if they shot up through that, you could get a good amount of premium there. Just going up a few dollars, the difference between the two is what we care about. I'm kind of trying to branch out and find out ways to make money during increases of implied volatility, and debit spreads are some of the safest ways to do that. You also have your calendars, but I'm going to get down debit spreads first. I mean, you got your open here now, trying to break back up above that level, and it looks like they just chewed right through that. You know, if I wasn't as bearish on the market as I was right now, I would enter a debit spread right now. But the current state of the market, it's getting dangerously close to the overbought area. So I think unless I was swinging a debit spread, I mean the 361, 362 spread. I don't even know where it's at now, but I mean let's see, that's only 20 cents up. It looks like a lot. Well, from here it is. That's about 40 cents. I don't have an order in on Slack yet. Nickel is spiking on GM headlines, up 5%. Okay. Good for them. What was I going to look at? Haynes Brands. Haynes has a very similar run to Kohl's, except they've run from 12 to 13. Kohl's ran from 22 to 30, which is a lot bigger jump, percentage-wise. But I just love that run from Haynes Brands. Gotta try to learn how to trade every stock. Might as well try to trade them all on stream, right? Let's go back to the 1 minute on Slack. There's kind of a bit of a mess here with the wicks, but you could put in about 27.15 as a potential break to the upside, and your breakdown was probably a wedge, something looking like this, and you saw that validation underneath this. So there's your short. There's your short entry, I believe. Not a financial advisor. Yeah, everything I'm doing on this channel should be taken with a grain of salt and used for educational purposes only. See, that was an odd spike on SPY. You might be able to make some sense out of it here on the 1 minute. Looks like a little bit higher volume. New highs about to get taken out, it looks like. Maybe quick work of that level right there. See, with this MACD line cross down here, this could have been a buy-in point if you were doing a debit spread. It's best to sit stuff out on the sideline if you're not completely sure about it, and I've been doing that a lot as of late, but I think I'll be ready to go in to sub in next time I see that opportunity, because I understand, like even with general directions of the market or certain indicators not lining up on certain time frames, you can squeeze a day trade out of something like this. Here goes work back down to the downside, about to test the 180 MA. And if you remember me saying earlier that I wasn't going to like get greedy and try to get in on this, because I don't like trading in the first 30 minutes. Haynes Brands, however, looking like they might be ready to confirm over the 9-period SMA. If we get another open, I might be ready to get in for the long-term trade. We would be getting another candle open here in the next 5 minutes. One thing I'd be watching here on SPY would be the, not SPY, Haynes Brands, would be this high, and it's kind of a mess right here. So I'd probably just have to mark this level as the long, and it looks like that's where we're getting very close to. So I think I'm ready to get into Haynes for our long-term trade here. I'm just going to pick up a few shares, no spreads. Although we can look at the options. I'm not going to trade them. But let's see what we have here on Haynes Brands. For November 20th, we have a 14 and a 14 and a half call. If we got above 14 by Friday, you can make about 20 bucks off a $50 investment here if you sold. Well, actually, it would have to be the put spread. We could sell a put spread on Haynes with 13.5 being our bottom. That is really close. But I do think we're turning up with all those indicators I've been talking about over the last couple of days. Could be a trade to look at. But this looks like a level we put in. There's a really messy looking MACD right now. But if you look back here the other day on the 5-minute, when this smooths out, I mean, that's an absolutely beautiful run. Cole's had a similar one. So I think if we break that 1362 level, I will just long. Sorry, not 1362. This level is 13. No, it is 1362. How long at 1365? 64, 65. Alrighty. We are going to get into our Haynes trade now. 1364. Let's see what we get filled at. Let's refresh our page here. See our new position. Update here for me. Alrighty. We got in Haynes at where is it? Oh, this is my cost basis. I want to see my average price per share. What's that number divided by this number? I don't really want to specify the share size I'm using. All you know is that I'm not over this. Okay, so I got in at about 1364 a share. So we'll keep watching. The MACD kind of looks messy here. The RSI kind of looks messy. But I just needed an okay entry point for what is going to be, I think, a good run up here over the next few days. We'll watch and see if we can hit maybe 15. I'd be watching 15, but they had this level of support they put in at 15, about 15.15 here. We'll see how they interact with those. Another level that I'm watching is the 1440 level. Put 1441, as that's kind of where we wicked up to after the earnings. So you have that. Slack is just selling off through the floor. So this is going to give us a great buy-in opportunity if we can get it low enough here on the MACD to get in low on this. If we potentially maybe even break through this 180 MA, I don't know if we would still be open above the 9. We could be above it. I'm starting not to like Slack as much with that movement, but we could see some stuff. They try to put in support at a low here. They kind of broke through it, but they are holding now. Not going to do anything on... Oh, there's SPY break to the downside. They had that big breakup set of support. And then if you were looking to long SPY, you would have had something like that. But we did break to the downside, so that line is not relevant anymore. Had this really fast wick down, so you could short them through that wick. That would be something with your high MACD here. If I were day trading, I might try like a SPY spread on that or something. Unfortunately not. Okay, I'm going to go get a water real quick. Back in 20 seconds. Okay, we're back. Got my water refill. Hanes up to 67 now, and then SPY is dropping hard. They broke down below that level. Looks like a bit of profit taking from yesterday, as we are opening higher than yesterday's close, which I think was the 360 some range. I think we were close to. If we look at SPY here, Robinhood kind of simplifies it for you, and they'll show you how much they're up or down today, and they are down 16 cents. So they closed at about 350, 360, 50 yesterday. This spread is gonna start up. This spread's pretty far out. I might just want to close this for my profit. We'll see. Okay, but let's zoom back in on Hanes Brands. Just watch them. Looks like we got in at a good level here at 64 for this breakout. We'll watch that work. Once trying to put in support at the 180 MA, and then you have SPY currently moving to the downside. That's helping my condors because it's going, while the implied volatility is rising a little bit on a big fall like that, on slightly higher volume than we had in this consolidation area. We are nearing the middle ground of those condors. We were kind of up closer to the call side. So that's going to make my condors go up a little bit, even if the implied volatility rises as well. It's kind of offset by the fact that we're going further away from the calls and closer to the puts that were already really far away in the first place. See if they fail the 40 level. Right here could be a short. Not a financial advisor. Let's see, was I down that day? Okay, we're up $2 on this. I might try closing out this spread at 11. If we can get filled at a debit of 11, that's what the bid is currently, then my smaller mini will be back into cash, and I can look into setting up another spread on there. We'll look at any directional spreads here. But we've now broken this low. We're going to see the MACD probably go down for a little while before we get a reversal. But I would definitely do some really short calls here. Really short expirations. As, let's see, no, it's going to go back up to 4. Hopefully we get filled at 11. I would do really short expirations because I think in the long run we might be heading back down. If we break the 355 level, we could drop down pretty sharply, and that would be your debit spread play there. High RSI, high MACD. We're getting close. It could be another week or so before we see that line cross, though. I remember watching the line crosses as I was trading here, and seeing this gap up and this MACD line cross got me really excited. Although I did not trade it, I was watching that pattern for a long time. So what we can do is zoom in and see if we can find a support level they've been putting in here. Let's just clear our drawing set. It kind of gets it cleaner. Hanes Brand's kind of dropping. Not Hanes Brand, sorry. Slack. Don't really like Slack as much. Let's move Dick's Sporting Goods to where Slack is. See what they're doing today. Looks like they're really high MACD. They could sell off. They aren't a very liquid stock. They don't move a ton. But we did have, they were up in the 60s a couple of weeks ago. Here on SPY, I'm seeing something. Maybe there? That's close. I'd have to go back in some more specific time frames here to kind of get that a little bit close. Let's go to 364.38. Move that down like that. Kind of got a wedge. I really like that. So the 9-period simple moving average is kind of in the same spot as this bottom channel line that I'm seeing. And this bottom channel line has hit support there 3 times. We've wicked down there 3 times, and I could probably zoom in on one of these time frames. You can see they're moving a bit faster there. I'll keep that up if you want to watch that. I'm going to move to the 1 hour and see if I can finally adjust those lines to get them right where I want them. So 366.77 looks like our top. And then that's too high, so we got to move it down like this. Put that one right there, and put this line up by our all-time high, and see how that makes these other lines look here. Oh, I moved the whole thing, didn't I? There we go. So you have that one, and then this guy. Oh man, these lines. Right about there. You see how beautiful that is? This is going to move it. Perfect. 366.77 right there. Look at how close we get to that. There's a resistance there. Resistance here. We hit resistance again. Look at our support right there. Let's move it up. Seeing these patterns on SPY makes me so excited. We could just go to here. That can be our thing there. Something like this, and then extend to the right. You could make the argument to just put it right here as a price level there. But I'm going to see how this looks on the 1 day. I like that right there. This is going to be a big short. Very excited about this. I gotta clip this because that's going to be a short. Hopefully we'll make a lot on that. That's not the primary goal though. Making a lot is not the goal. The goal is being a better trader than other people. And as I have a very competitive spirit, and I always like to win things and do things as best I can to prove to myself that I know how to do certain things. So whenever I'm committed to something, I ever want to do something, I am very I scrutinize a lot of stuff. I don't know if scrutinous is a word. I should look that up. Scrutinous is a word. Thank you. We're up on our Hanesbrands trade. They're up 9 cents today, but since getting in on the trade, actually, we are up about 7 cents on that trade per share. Not a very high liquidity stock, not a very high fast moving stock. But with this level, I'm really happy with that. So I have a 350, 366 iron condor. The middle ground between that would be 358. So 359 or so might be when we want to close out that condor, because it'll be a little bit further away from the puts, but when you're heading towards options on one side, the implied volatility of those puts could go up enough where you might want to close out a tiny bit before. But those calls are going to offset it by going down if the stock's moving fast enough away from that. We're up to 14. See, we're down. We've made about 60%. No, we've made 30% profit on the puts there. I'm liking this run on Hanesbrands. Alrighty. I'm liking this breakout that we had. This is such a messy MACD and RSI though. But I'm liking this run up. This could be our next clean run we get from Hanesbrands. Now I did have a bit riskier of an entry as I did not enter at the open of the next one. I actually longed it right here, but I did get in a cent cheaper per share that way. Okay. That's weird. The gain loss value of my ally account is once again not going to update here. Let's see if I go to my app if it's fixed on here. I really just want to switch over to a different account. Yeah, this call that I bought I should be down on more, right? I'm up on the puts. Yeah, it's just telling me I got a weird fill on this December 18th spread. That's just today's gain and loss. Oh, now I'm refreshing and it went up like $100. What is this? Are you gonna show me what's going on? Okay, so I'm up on this, up on that, up on that, up on that, down on this, that. Because you gotta be down on some legs of the condor for it to go down. I seriously don't know why it's doing that. That's really odd. I'll have to figure that out. Okay. Hanesbrands, I'm going to hold this until we validate underneath this 9-period SMA. But I might look to get in again. 5,000 Oxy calls. Now let's go back to this. So we'll keep watching. We got a lot of positive volume here. Seeing if SPY can hold above that 9-period SMA. I could start selling some debit spreads here. Sell some credit spreads. Ally. Our call volume is higher than usual. They're talking about the phone lines though. Five-minute here on SPY. Could we be done trending down now? Is this where you place a directional spread to the upside? Because we got that breakdown through the 180 MA, but now we're staying above it. We'll watch and see if we open above, but this is a lot of wicks, so I don't really like that candle. I just want Ally to let me open the thing. Oh, you know what? I kind of had the volume down from the other thing. Here we go. If I turn it back up, is that better? Right about there. Okay. It's kind of confusing seeing a negative cash balance on some of these trades, but that's what it shows on that's what it shows on Ally when you're selling spreads. I keep forgetting the option quotes on Ally are delayed. We can actually go figure out right now what some of these are worth. We can go assemble one of them. Let's just do that now. If we go to trade, we're on SPY. We're going to go to the December 21st options, which are weeklies. We're going to assemble an iron condor here with the 330 sell iron condor. The 330, 325 put spread, and on the call side it is 375, 380. So we're buying the 380, selling the 375. It's worth 121. And it's not really reflecting that on this account. They're not worth 121 a spread. Come on. Again, it could be showing what's from 15 minutes ago, which would have been here. They haven't factored in this big volume drop yet. That's probably going to get the puts excited. But if we look at it's not going to show me my average purchase price here on this spread. Yeah, the market date is delayed at least 15 minutes. Very fun. But this is changing a lot now. It is kind of fixed now, showing us our... While we have had a bit of an increase in implied volatility over the last couple of days, I'm waiting for a breakout here to the downside. It's gonna happen fast. It could be over the weekend. I might have to sell some credit spreads going into the weekend I might have to go up to like the 370 level, but sell some that expire next week in case the gap down happens over the week, then I'll make some money. But if we have like a small open below, that's when you can start getting those debit spreads, and those are going to start making a lot. Hanes brand's cooling off a little bit now. Our mini account is up 3.5% again today after being up 7.5% yesterday. That puts us up 15% in the last week, which isn't really that impressive if you consider that there were times a couple days ago where I was down 5% a day. So really, it's much more than that. See if we can't close some of these condors at good prices here and open some new ones. This one, I'm going to let it keep going. It expires on the 20th. It expires on Friday, and it's still worth 13. If it's worth 10 at the end of the day, I might close that one. There's a Hanes breakdown. Again, I'm holding them long term, so we'll watch them. This iron condor for SPY is up $5 on the day, it's down to 16. It expires on November 25th. So you got to think about the rate at which it's decaying. I made $5 on this thing overnight. I'll try closing it at 15. Then I can open a brand new position, get a little bit closer to the price. Be making money a bit faster. Our 368, 369 call spread, we have an order in to close that thing at, I believe, 4. Let me see if I... Nope, let's try to close it here at 4. That expires on the 20th, which is Friday. If I can close it at 4, that means I'd be making, instead of making $2 a day, I could go run that up instead of just making $2 each day on average. SPY bounce off the SMA there. Let's look at them on the 1 hour. See if we're looking at a downtrend. If you're trading off off of this channel trend, either you're gonna long this on this through a breakout. What you could do, I might want to get out of some of the put sides of my options here. We can see my 20th condor here. I think I have a... No, that's my history of opening it. So I haven't placed a close order, but let's see. The put side is $3 apart. The call side is 10. So if we sold the 350 and the 349 put, we could close that side out for $3. Although I do want to wait for a MACD confirmation here up here. We could probably close out that put side for 2. If we go to the November 20th, which ones did I want to do? Because I have like a lot of calls up here. Well, let me look again at what I had on that one spread. On the November Iron Condor, 366, 66, and 67, but we're looking at the put side is what I need to see. So 350, 349 put for November 20th. 350, 349 put. And that is about $10 away from the money. If we sell this one, buy this one, the bid is 2, the ask is 4. I'm going to put in a bid at 2. And then that will close out our put side. We will no longer be neutral on that. We will have converted to bearish. And it looks like we just got filled at 2. And what it did was, it took a couple of my spreads from earlier. It took a different put spread and combined it with another one. So now I have some more money freed up in collateral. Nice. So now this has become a 350, 366. No, wait. That's the same thing. A 343, 375. That's a different condor. November 20th. This condor... Yeah, this one has a 350 and a 349 put on it as well. Oh, sorry. Wait. I closed the other call spread. That's what that closeout was. The order to close out the put credit spread has not occurred yet. The orders that I saw close was the call spread that I closed out of earlier for $4. So I've guaranteed about 4% gain today. That's on that account. That's the one I'm most active on. This long-term one is kind of going slow. I want to be really careful with the larger amount. I'm not going to do anything stupid with it. I want to be a lot more passive. I believe that I will, when I start adding job income to the long-term account, I'm not going to add anything else to these smaller ones. I'm just going to wait on that. So we're good on that account for the day. Long term's doing good. We did close out of our call side. I think we might re-enter a call side if we get a big turnaround here. I put in an order to close one of my put spreads, but that's only because I put it in at a price that probably won't get filled unless it moves up here. So the put side will be taken care of. I can close out of some money on the put side, potentially get some up here on the call side if they approach the top of this channel, but I do not think we're seeing a breakout up here. You see while on the 1 hour we have kind of a muted RSI and a muted MACD. I'm seeing the 1 day and I'm seeing, oh guys, we could be looking at a fall here in the next week or so with the high RSI, the high MACD. I keep saying it. This breakdown is going to be something. We could fall to the 345 level, 350 almost immediately. I'm going to be watching that very, very closely. So we will definitely have to watch that. Okay, we're going to close those tabs out. We're still positive on our Haynes Brands trade, but as I said, we're just going to add that to a swing portfolio here. It's just part of our long term, so we're swinging it in the long term. So if we close out of that today, we close out of that today. But I do like them as a long-term hold for now. U.S. imposes more Iran-related sanctions targeting dozens of individuals' entities. Okay. We got another candle opening. The MACD lines won across, but last time we got close to a cross, we immediately sold off hard here on volume. McConnell says Democrats' aid proposal has no chance of becoming law. Trump campaign to file for recount in Wisconsin. There's your confirmation below the 9 period SMA here on the 5 minutes. So if you were just day trading this is where you would get out. That would be a $2 profit, I think, on 100 a share. Doesn't sound like a lot, but sorry, 100 shares. So you'd be looking at about there would be, wait, because a cent move would make you $1. Yeah, you could have made $10 to $20 if you had 100 shares on that. But that's like $1,300, $1,400. While it is a lot, you're not worrying about theta or gamma or any of that random stuff that comes with options. 1 day, 9 SMA, 5 SMA confirmation. I think we need to adjust this scanner a bit more because we are getting way too many opens here. I'm going to be looking, we could go to the scanner, edit, we can see. We can alert when scan results change. Note, symbol is added. 50 items. Sound, mobile, notify on individual updates. Show alert book after. We don't need that. We're just going to do, whenever a symbol is added, just a note. Okay? We're just going to click that. So anytime that a stock is added to this, we'll get an alert. But that's just on the 1 day. So we aren't really going to get anything there. What we are going to do is edit. It's going to let me edit. Close. I think we're going to go up to maybe $10. $10. And let's do 100,000 shares of volume and save that. Yes, we're going to rewrite this command. Here we go. So now we are clarified a bit more. We can look at these stocks and see, yeah, here's some volume here. That's actually not too much volume still. I might want to even move it up even further if I want to look at really promising stocks and turnarounds. But these are stocks that have had openings above the 1 day. We went to the 9-day SMA here. Sky. There's another volume buy into the upside now for SPY. So potentially some of our put positions could be closed out. We'll see what happens there. What is this? CORT went from 12 to 24. Okay. Looking for the perfect opportunity. See, there's Dick's Sporting Goods again. I like them. I already have them on our list. DLR. DLR might be one if we get a candle to open above the 180 SMA there as well, but we did fall through it for the first time in a while after earnings there, so might not be bullish on it anymore. Here's DocuSign. I don't know about this one. There could be. The 9-period SMA doesn't look that good. ECPG. I think I saw this one earlier. ELAN. ELY. That one looks kind of nice. Not the best. FBHS, they had earnings there, but then they sold off a week or so after. Very interesting. Ooh. This is one right here I like. See this? At home, it looks like. Ooh, I might have to look at these guys. Let's look at them on the 5-minute. Gotta wait for a good swing in, but man, yesterday was such a great day to swing these. Yesterday would have been amazing. But we do have very high MACD right now. On the 5-minute here, so we could wait for a cool down. Wait to get down below that 0. Maybe if we get the RSI on the 5-minute down into oversold territory. Potentially, there's H&R Block. They kind of have a triple top they've been putting in, but that wick there kind of makes it look less reliable. iRobot had their earnings. They just nothing about iRobot. JMIA, KDP, KLIC. Well, you could look at maybe check some of these stocks and see if any of them kind of reflect SPY, and see if any of these might drop harder than SPY would if we were to have a sell-off. Lululemon, MAS, MDB, getting toward the bottom here, NOMD, now, NRZPC, and NXRT. Yeah, I really like Dick's Sporting Goods. At Home might be one. I'm going to add them to the potential upside stocks list. And then we're going to go to that list and we're going to see if there's any on here that 1 day 9 SMA confirmation. Okay. The scanner's kind of weird. Potential upside stocks. Do you think HBI should still be on there? Yes, because we're trading HBI. Dick's Sporting Goods is on there. Bill. I was looking at Bill. Home, which we might have missed on. We could have bought at the open. Then you would have had 15, 17. You'd be up a good chunk right now. I want to wait for a sell-off on at home before I get in on them. But it looks like they're finally confirming above this 9-period SMA for the first time in a while. Can hold some shares on them. This 20 is the one I'm trying to sell the put spread on for $2. The 353.49 put, the difference between those is $2. I do have an ask in to fill it at $2. But we're not getting the fill. I'll keep waiting on it. By the end of the day, if we move up enough here, we could get at least one person to come in and fill us out of that position. We have enough money to enter a couple more positions. In the meantime, I could do a bullish position here real quick. If we get a break through this, we could day trade a debit spread. Because the MACD, I know, wants to turn up on that side. If we went to 361.35, I could make our breakout. Sorry, I want to do price level. We could long a debit spread through that level. We went to SPY here, trade options, November 20th. If we bought, we could buy a 362 call, sell a 362.5 call for 23 cents. It's probably going to be up to 26, 27 at the time of trading it, if it got up to that level in the first place. But it is going to be interacting with the 180 MA there. Let's see what they did with it last. They haven't even made it to the 180 MA. So this could be our time to start heading up towards it. We'll see if this MACD wants us to turn around and cool off before we try to shoot up through. Home had a dip there. Let's go back to HBI on here. HBI found support at our entry, which was just a little bit above the open. Up to 73 on that. Yeah, now our condors are doing good. The long-term condors look a lot better now. SPY trying to confirm under the 9 SMA on the 1 minute. Press release as of the 17th. Today is the 18th, so that was yesterday. See, what was it? At Home Group, yeah, it was just the earnings on December 1st. Okay. Oh, so that might be your pre-anticipatory run-up there to earnings. I don't know why SPI scrolled over. There we go. Let's add some text in here on SPI. Because I want to kind of put my thoughts. No, text. What am I doing? I'm going to edit the properties of this. We're going to move that to the right side. And then we'll make it, I don't know, green. Let's just do green. Actually, let's change the text to gray. But I am, again, very bearish on that breakout. I do think it will be to the downside. We are getting close to it here on the top, though, so we'll see. But I think that could be our support we're putting in. So we'll have to watch. Yeah, SPY kind of falling back down. Yeah, so that's a 1 minute. That's a reversal on the 1 minute, it looks like, with our MACD oscillator. Yeah, now there's some volume on it too. A lot of people don't appreciate volume. The amount of volume can actually move the stock a lot more. something here on my YouTube here. Slightly higher volume there on SPY, but I don't see any news on it. Okay. There we are. Okay. So if you look at the price of our Condor, it's still 120. I think we filled it for about 130-ish. So now 4% today, up 7.5% yesterday. That's just selling SPY spreads. That's it. Everything is coming together. Alrighty. Here's a confirmation back above the 9-period SMA. See if they stay open above it. It's obviously not a very bullish one. MACD's above here. RSI's above 50. I think at home might be a buy now. See if there's any channels or something we could chart out here. That could be something. Here's a big uptick on spike here on SPY over the last few minutes here. Not as high a volume as we saw on the sell-off. MACD lines closing into what could be a buy signal. What we could do is actually just crush the indicators down like this. Be a little bit harder to see it, but the chart will be bigger for us. I actually like that. There we go. I like this look. Okay, so we don't have as high a volume on this SPY move up. We had more volume on this move down. So I'm not sure how reliable this move is going to be unless we see a lot of people also buy in on this buy signal on the MACD. We will have to wait and see. But I am in on the HBI play still. Their MACD is pointing to what could be a sell signal here in the short term, but I'm just holding that one for a few days. Since that one's just shares, I don't have to worry about losing money if they don't do anything. BGT was added to the 1-day 9 SMA confirmation list. I really like making those scanners. What we can do is actually make some more scanners that are kind of in the same same little category. $180 SMA bullish trend. That's not showing our timeline though. We have a lot of different scanners we can put in here to look for the perfect ones. But we have a lot here already. 5-minute low RSI, 1 day low RSI, 1 hour low RSI. I don't really like using the other ones I like to use the long-term ones. Let's create a new one and do a cross over the 9-period SMA on the 5-minute chart. Because that would be a great swing trading one here. Create scan query is what we're going to click here. We could do, we could put 9 SMA first. So we're going to do the 5-minute confirmation on the 9-minute. So we're going to put the last price. We could put the open. Let's just put the open. Open is at least about $20. Okay, volume. Let's do at least 100,000 shares. And then we don't need another one here. We're going to add our own filter and we're going to do study. We're going to go to custom here. We are going to click edit on this command, and then we're going to have this menu come up. And what we're going to do is we want the open of the price. So we'll do let's see, price open. Crosses above. Select value. No, not value. Study. Simple moving average. Offset of 9. No offset, sorry. Length of 9 within 1 bars. We save that. Put the aggregation here. We're going to do 5 minutes. Okay. Then we're going to save that scanner. Now when we go to personal, you can now see you have the 9 SMA 5-minute confirmation. And there are a lot. AbbVie, starting and open. That could be a good swing up. This is where you find your swings. I really like this one. ADBE. You got the MACD line crossing the RSI. That could be a good long. This one is kind of a fluke. AL, that one's okay. See these, like Amazon, the ones where you're kind of selling off, but now you're having the MACD lines cross on the 5-minute. API here, that looks like a good one. But there are so many good stocks you can see here where, I mean, how do you filter out the ones you don't want to see? There needs to be a way to filter them further down without cutting out some ones you might want to keep. Billy. What is this? I have no idea. I'm just noticing here on Hanes Brands a little wedge pattern. I try to be really careful about what I tweet because I don't want to be like one of those guys that just highlights the stuff that's right. But I do like that play. Let's not do a reels. I just want to do, I want to change to my I'm just going to... How do you add a post? Here we go. There we go. HBI turning into a wedge pattern on the 5-minute. MACD is high though, so we could be breaking down one-day chart. Uptrend, however, watching closely. Put that on Twitter as well. So Twitter will see the post. There we are. Let's look at our mini Robinhood. We're up 3.5%. Our little $2 spread thing is not closed out yet today, but it could very well. Here's the, right as we're talking, could be going up above. Same with SPY, trying to cross up. In order to get it to the top of that line, they would need like 362. Like, how far away are they from it right now? It's up here right now. They touched it in pre-market. But there's some, there's your breakout. Not a lot of volume. Very interesting. All right, BJ's, let's not do that one. CAH. No. Oh, wait. What's this one? CARR? Like some car stock, isn't it? Not moving a ton, not very liquid. Cummins could be a play to the downside. CNO. Come on, close out my put side for $2. Oh well. Ooh. I want to see some that have your MACD line crossing like this, but are also, maybe we could do when we combine it. You combine those two scanners into one thing where it has to be low on the 5-minute and the 1 day. What if we looked for stocks that were the perfect trifecta? Let's just make a new scan query, and we're going to add 3 different study things. So stock, we're going to make the open. Where's the O? Open. We'll put above $10 actually, because then we wouldn't have gotten in on a play like Kohl's or something. Volume, we want about 100,000. And then we're going to add 3 filters. A study filter 1, study filter 2, study filter 3. This first one, we're going to do the value of the price, open, crosses above, study, simple moving average, 9. And that one we're going to save. Okay. We can actually edit this code. We're going to copy that. Then this is going to be our 5-minute one. Okay. This one here, we're going to click custom as well. Think script editor. Control V. Okay. And this one's going to be the 1 hour aggregation. Alrighty. And then finally, we're going to do it a third time. Custom, think script editor. We're going to paste our command from the 5 keep it on the 1 day, click OK. And this is, we can call this one the 9 SMA trifecta. If that's how you spell trifecta. If not, I'll find out later. Okay. 9 SMA trifecta. We have no one. Oh, we do have stocks on here. JMIA and SWCH, where you have an open above it on all three. The hard part now is finding stocks that have all of this happen. You'll have to check it basically every 5 minutes for a perfect entry. This credit spread I'm trying to close for 2 isn't filling. I really want it to, so I can free up some of the collateral. I have enough to enter another trade, though. I'm going to keep waiting, though. We are going to wait on some MACD turnaround here on the 5 minute of SPY. And if you look at the 5 minute, we are just crossing into bullish territory now. So we probably should have done a directional spread down here. But, oh well. It's unfortunate. Probably should have been looking for that, because we might not get another chance today. Maybe tomorrow, later this afternoon, we could get something up there. Okay, nothing there. Here's what could be your breakout here for Hanes Brands. While it's like nothing, it's for something like Hanes, I mean, it's not going to make you that much, but on the swing trade, I mean, I'm holding them. I got in at 64, so I'm up about 10 cents a share. And it's been a very messy confirmation, but we've never had validation. New symbols. This is a 1-day 9 SMA confirmation. See if anywhere added or subtracted from this list. Looks like it's just still these two. Now they're open above. And this one's got an open below, so this one might actually fall off the list. Close back down through that level. Keep watching. MACD, maybe break down. That may not have been our top. Could have been, might not have been. We'll see. Let's just go to our long-term portfolio and check out some of these stocks today. Apple, heading up on the day. They are up 0.03%, while SPY is up 0.17%. AbbVie, up 0.3%. American Express, up 1.23%. Bank of America, up 0.5%. CMI Cummins, up 0.9%. ConocoPhillips, up 1.4%. Dominion Energy, down 0.5%. Discovery Financial, up 2.17%. Disney, up 0.3%. Duke, up 0.7%. eBay, up 0.2%. Eastman, up down 0.04%, so they're basically flat. Hormel Foods, down 50. IBM, up 0.7%. Johnson & Johnson, basically flat. Kimco, up 1.4%. Coca-Cola, up 0.4%. LYB, up 2.2%. MGM Grand, up 5.6%. MGM Resort, sorry, not MGM Grand. I'm thinking of the hotel. 3M, down 0.25%. MO, down 0.2%, just about. Microsoft, down almost 1 full percent. They put in a floor here. I'm going to watch this floor. There's a potential short for Microsoft. You could sell some weeklies. But we are seeing a potential recovery here. Let's edit these properties, change this one to green. I like this chart. See, they put in a support here, went up to the 180 MA, shot straight down, set a support, came up, found resistance on the old support, found support here again, and now we're in this channel. Break out of this channel. Either way, I would sell a spread betting they won't go the other way. I'm looking bullish on it. It looks really bullish. You see this MACD turnaround down here. Actually, this is your open above the 5 minutes. In fact, I believe I have enough money right now to enter a Microsoft trade. If we trade options, we go to the November 20th. We want to sell a put. We can go down and collect about $8 premium. Let's see, where are they at right now? $212. We could go to the 2075 put, get about $20 credit. If we went to the 210 put, are they going to go under 210? Well, this is a new breakdown for the first time in a while, actually, so. Actually back under this channel for the first time in a while, and it looks like we did turn around last time. Just a dividend sell-off. So what happened last time they paid a dividend? I don't see any other dividend history, if it's annual or what. But it looks like we're just having a sell-off after the dividend. Breakdown below new channel. Can we stay above? I'm not sure. Let's change the time frame back to 5 minute. You know, I'm not sure. We could do a directional spread and just long it through this level. We could do the 212.5 put spread with the 210 put. I think that's a lot of credit to take right now, but if you sold the 210, bought the 2075 right now, you could get a $45 credit for a $2.50 spread. So a little under 20% credit. Do not want to do anything risky, so we'll watch this. The only way I would even consider it is if we can get back up to the 213.45 level. SPY nearing that level that they set a resistance earlier, and they failed off of it. See if they refuel and try to shoot back up through it again. I'm really not sure about Microsoft. This is a nice confirmation. This is a nice MACD, nice RSI, but it's a sell-off after the dividend. So I wonder how many people were here just for the dividend. Now they're like, oh, well, we'll pay for it was 56 cents. That's a big dividend for some people. SPY trying to turn around now. It's now 11. We got an hour left to go. What I think I'll do is look at some earnings plays. We'll keep Microsoft there. I'm still in the Haynes Brands trade. We could potentially adjust this wedge to look something more like this. It looks better. Alrighty, so we'll watch for a breakdown. It could be down. Let's look at earnings. So we can do, I believe it's Market Watch. You go to calendar, and then you just have earnings here. I believe we're a day behind. So I think this label thing here is wrong. This is actually Wednesday. So we need to see aftermarket here. NVIDIA, I'm seeing. Sono, I wonder if that's Sonos, like audio. Not sure, I'll have to look at that. And then tomorrow, before market, We have ALGM, BJ, Google. I saw Google. Basically, we're going from here up. Oh, GOGL, that's different. Don't see any big tickers. One that caught my eye was NVIDIA. If you go by aftermarket here today, NVIDIA right there. We can go look at NVIDIA. Let's just put NVDA here. NVIDIA's trading at 538, so we're probably going to get really wide option legs. The price in move is $31, so we'd want to go out to about $50. So we can go down to the 470.47 puts here. You'd have about 205 there and about 179 here. I don't think that's small enough for my smaller account to play. I could do it on my large account, but I don't know if I really want to do that yet. I want to wait till the small account's big enough where I do 250 spread earnings. But we can put this together and see what you would get from it potentially. If we want to price in, if it's saying 31 and I just want to go ahead and go full 50, then I would go from the 535 strike down to the 485 strike. And I would sell that as my leg for the Iron Condor. So we would be selling the 485 put, buying the 482.5 put. And on the call side, if we want to go $50 out, we would go out to the 575, 585. So we just go $50 apart on each side. So we'd be buying the 585, we'd be buying the 595 put, 5 call. 595 call. Sorry, no, that's wrong. We'd want to do the 587.5, but I don't think we see that. $582.5, $585. So we're actually $5 wide on this side because we don't have a 587.5 spread. But if we move this to the 480 put, you're doing $5 wide, getting about $1. I think that's pretty good. You would see the implied volatility on those options basically go to about 0. They're going to be priced in really expensive right now because of the upcoming earnings. One thing, I'm kind of a tech guy, so I know a lot about computer parts and stuff. And with NVIDIA, we've had our RTX 3080, 3090 graphics card shortages. So is NVIDIA going to be able to keep up? Is that something they're going to address here in this call? Is that's one of their biggest things? I don't know. We'll probably hear a lot about that in the conference call. But right now, yeah, you could fill that option at about 100, which is about 20% credit, and see what happens there. But I'm personally going to stay away from that one because I've made enough today. Hanes brands there on your breakout to the upside up to 75 now. That's going to put us up 11 cents a share on our purchase price, which we'll just put in 64-ish is about where we were at. And I think I'll make that, edit the properties, I'll make it yellow as our purchase price. And there's a really high spike there now, which looks really nice. Let's change this back to SPY. Does that move anything in SPY? SPY did break above a level as well. So they're going up now. Still haven't sold out of that put. I really want to sell that put. Free up the collateral. So I'll wait till later. Maybe if we get it to the 362.5 range, about another $1 up, we could have this MACD high enough where we could get a reversal on that, get a bit more money, because I think we're going to start a bullish trend, if not at least a neutral trend for the long term here. And yeah, I'm really excited to see that. Okay, so this here, we're just going to add in our text. We're going to add in purchase price. I was going to put entry, actually. And then since the arrow is on the left, because it's backwards, to edit the properties and put we want the arrow on top, which is actually going to put it at the bottom. And then we change it to yellow. Okay. So I like doing yellow for my entry, and then blue for like a middle ground between stuff, and then red can be for everything else. But yeah, SPY's above that level, which looks good. I wonder if that'll change any, see, the calls are going to go up a bit in value now, because it's the calls that are making all the money now, because of the 366 call for Friday, which is currently $5 away. I mean, there's your all-time high at 364. So we get to 366, I'll take that loss. But, I mean, I'd close out before then, so I'm not taking any loss. 366, 367. That's our legs on that side. Edit properties, we're going to make that one green. And those are for our weeklies that expire on Friday. If you watch like so, you can see we can't even see it on the amount of movement we're getting today, only up about, really stagnant right now. The implied volatility crush is real right now. I really wish I would get that filled. I do have a lot of profit in cash right now, so I have a decent amount I can have to put in another trade, but I'm not going to put it into a trade unless I see something really good. Like Microsoft I was thinking about, but the dividend sell-off makes me think they might not really have a reason to turn around. Although, it was only a 50-cent dividend, so you'd think it would only sell off 50 cents, and it's just a big wave of people, oh, let's sell off now. I don't know. So we got our breakout to the upside. What I'm going to do is go to my nickel-plated condor here. What we're going to do is just go to my account, profile. We have our breakout to the upside. And then at this point, we're about up 10 cents from entry. Okay. Let's go back to our Robinhood account here, up 3.5%. Hopefully I can hold that level. If we start to see a lot more movement here later, we might see that implied volatility go back up. Let's check earnings calendar, see if we can check it on any other sites here, see if we pick up anything that I haven't seen yet. Yahoo Finance might let me. Billy, they were one of the ones on our thing. Jack in the Box. After market close today. I think Jack in the Box is a really expensive stock, though. They're $87. What does the option chain look like on Jack in the Box? This is not a very good looking option chain at all. Pricing about $5.6, so you could go 10, go down to the 80. Yeah, the bid ask here is it's horrible. You could get about 10% maybe if you got a decent fill, but 80 to 75, and then you're pricing it on the other side. If you're at 88, almost 90, you probably want to go to maybe the 105s, and you're not really getting anything up there for calls, not even the 100 calls. So would not trade them. Let's see anybody else here that we might. Synergy Maritime Holdings Corp, they're 12 cents. NVIDIA. We already looked at NVIDIA. Target was this morning, so they're not counting. Let's see. Let's sort by aftermarket close. It's not going to let me sort by that. Oh, well. Yeah, so there's not really anything. We're fine there then. HBI kind of back down a bit, finding support on the 9 SMA it looks like, but the MACD line still want to cross. I don't know how much further we'll go up before we decide to have a cool off here. That's interesting. Okay. Don't see any other earnings here. Refresh our ally page. See if it's starting to slowly go down a bit on this increase in volatility to the upside. See, that was your put. That was your put spread right there. I totally missed out on that. I'm so mad. I just wasn't watching it. Judge blocks expulsion of unaccompanied children under Trump's pandemic-related border rules. Okay. SPY looking like they found support above this resistance here. If we move this down a tad bit, that's kind of about that looks a bit better right there. Maybe 1 more cent. Like that. That looks better. So definitely found support. I think we'll go up a little bit more. We'll see. But I'll be watching for the MACD lines to potentially get up to about -25. Or actually it's positive 25, and then potentially short on a cross, because I do think we're entering what could be a bit more of a bearish market now. We'll watch how they interact at this level though, because if I see this level get broken, I'm getting out of all of my call sides. I'm getting out of it. Like, I'm no question. I am just going to keep the put sides open, let them expire worthless, because if this breaks out to the upside, it could shoot through all-time highs. So I'm gonna watch them get close. They were close to it here, so we'll have to just monitor that very closely. Up 3.5% still on the small account. I will be right back here in a second. I gotta run. I'll be right back in about 30 seconds. Alrighty, we're back. I got about 40 minutes left here, 45 minutes left on the stream here. Just watching, I'm not even jacking the box anymore. Let's just take them off. We can go back to, how about home? See what they're doing. Yeah, they broke out of their wedge pattern to the downside. Could be waiting for a dip buy here. I do like them to the upside if you look at the 1 hour, no, 1 day. This right here. I mean, I'm going to be watching for that very closely. I want to watch They'll potentially find support at that level above this 9 SMA, but this is a big sell-off after this conference call. So, and they sold off all the way down to 1520. That's where we're actually a bit above that right now. So we'll see if they find support at this level, 1550. About as close as we can get is 53. So we broke up through that for the first time in a while after using it as support. It's become resistance. But if we can hold above it, I will look into a long, as this confirmation above the 9-period SMA is one thing going for me that I really like. On the 1 minute though, we are failing below it. Looking at MACD line crossing now. I will adjust this pattern here because I'm seeing a bit more of a solid channel like this. See if we can put this up here, move this over there. That's almost horizontal. You could make an argument for that to be horizontal just at 1540. But I'll leave it like this. We'll watch which way it wants to go. We're going to extend to the right, extend to the right. We're going to watch that SPY breaking back down below that level. MACD now turning gray again, but the lines are crossing not very high above the 0 line. I think we're just going to replace our put credit spread order since it expires on Friday. Actually, no, I don't need to because I have money I can use as collateral first before that. So just got to be patient here. We can go and have a look at work again. See what they've done here. They've sold off as well. See, this would have been a horrible buy-in spot. Now on the 5 minute, see if you're getting close to what could be a turnaround here at the bottom. You might have one. This is a messy MACD here, but the lines are trying to cross. The RSI is low. If you get an open, perhaps a break above the 2645 level, that could be a long. 2645 is the long here. This level is irrelevant. That level, we're going to make it green. This is a long level as well. And then we'll add in a short level at 2615. 2610. Okay. SPY selling off now. It's going to make our calls go up. We're up almost 4% on the small account. Just a couple SPY condors is all we have there. So you can make money fast without being super risky. You can. There are ways to make money in the market relatively quickly without risking too much capital. What was it, NBA draft today? This wick here is showing we dropped down to the 04 range. We're back up to 18. Got some college football tonight. That's good. I always like watching college football when I'm not trading. So SPY, the falling back down below this level almost looks like what could be on the 1 minute. Look at this for a potential head and shoulders pattern. If you consider this a shoulder, this a head, at 361.50, and then potentially trying to put in another shoulder here, you would short at this level through the 180 MA to the downside if you were day trading. ABR, oh, there's so many. Okay. So we'll watch. This isn't really a head and shoulders if SPY just fails through this level at 361.5. That could be it right there. Not very high volume, so we'll see if they end up going. It looks like they are, yeah. So we're now up $10 on this Iron Condor because the call side is going down in value, but the put side is going back up. I want to try filling the put side. It's 350, 349. Actually, to be honest, I don't need to fill that side because if I do, it's not going to free up the collateral that I'm really using to keep the 367, 366 call open. So I'm still going to be using the same collateral. So really, it's not going to change much. I wonder if I could roll my call side down. It's probably too late to do that. See, I'll slowly work my way into running these new types of trades after a while of experience on here. But I love doing everything on stream to give myself a source of confidence. We are up on everything on the day. We're up $9 on this Condor that expires on Friday. It's currently worth $13. I mean, why not just let it go? We could try rolling to a different date. I just want to wait for a promising indicator here on SPY to actually enter another trade, a directional spread, instead of just another condor. Because at this point we have something that's not really going to benefit from an increase in implied volatility. You could just do like a strangle. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Takes too much collateral. Today's gain and loss on the SPY condors on the long term as of 15 minutes ago is about 2%. That's pretty good. Almost done here. Got about half an hour left. Nothing there. There's a good uptick from SPY right there. This is where you kind of see the implied volatility dies. So I'm wondering if I should even keep the stream on now because I mean we're kind of done looking at this stuff. Microsoft might be a good long through 26.45. This isn't. This is work. I'm watching work. Microsoft has a similar looking chart right here. Although compared to Microsoft, work looks a bit more bullish. I wonder if we would have option chain for work, if we could look at that. We have, we could sell a call spread. Oh, this is the puts. We want to sell the call here. If Slack stayed above 25.50, we could get $13 credit. If they stayed above 26, we could get 30. Let's see, that's 21. So if we bought this one, sold that one, we could get a 23-cent credit for something that expires here in 2 days. I'll watch it. I'll just like probably fill it at something lower, like maybe 22 or 21, and just wait for them to break this level here to the upside. SPY confirmation here on the 1 minute. See if they come up here and make another shoulder here. If so, let me click this. I would short through this level here. Your MACD oscillator, maybe go up to here. And then on the 5 minute, looks a bit more like that. We are looking like we might be starting to go down. So that level is what I would do. But for Slack, I'm going to wait for the 26.50 level. As for Hanes Brands, we're going to hold this guy for a few more days, as I believe we are going to be seeing an uptrend for Hanes Brands here over the next few days. The MACD is just starting to cross now, and we could see a run up to maybe the 16 level. I'm looking for 16. This is a resistance they put in a long time ago. We could go right back up. I don't know. We'll see. 5 minutes. New highs being tested for Hanes now. 77. We are up 13 cents a share. Work is starting to make their way up. The RSI is rising. Now you have a couple different ways you could chart out work. You could do this bottom line here. You could create a channel here like this. You can extend that line to the right. ALG. When you see like it's A, B, D, what they start with like letters like really close to the alphabet, a lot of A's. It means there's probably a ton being added to the list. I mean, if you go to 9 SMA trifecta, do we have one? ADSK, here we go. It looks like they did close below though. 9 SMA 5 minute confirmation is one I like. Although we are getting a lot of these, and there's ways we can filter this out. We can filter it out by showing that we could say the MACD oscillator has to be low. And I still have to figure out how to put that into a scanner, but I can add that to this. For now, we're going to go back to work because those are the ones, the stock I'm potentially going to enter here before the end of the stream in 30 minutes. After the wick up to the 78 level, oh, they're back up there. Hanes Brands looking for a break above that 1378. They really don't have much resistance until they run back up to the 16 or so level. Now, I could make more money just doing credit spreads on everything, but I want to hold some stuff in stock just in case we have something go wrong. You don't want to have the whole account tied up in options constantly, even if it is passive spreads. Here's your breakdown for SPY. This could be the short. With a 1 minute. I think I'll look into SPY here. We could do some November 23rd options. We just wanted to do something that was going to bet on something going down over the next day or so. But we could do the 20th if we're just saying it's going to be for just this week. I think that's what we'll do. For a $20 credit, 366, 367 call, we actually already have one of those. We could move the 366 down to the 65, collect another 15. So if we sold the 365, bought back the 366, we're just widening our condor on the side that's closer. So we'll make more money on this reversal that I'm looking for here. I'll put that in. That'll be about 16. Let's put it in offer for about 15 and then wait until we see our breakdown below this line. Because if we don't get a breakdown below here, then I'm not entering the trade. I'll just keep the current position I have. We'll watch that closely. But yeah, I already have some stuff here at the 366, 67 level. If I can move it down to 365. And if you actually wanted to play something on the wedge pattern that I have charted out, you could go as low as 362, 362.5. The thing about selling riskier spreads is that while you are more likely to lose, when you do lose, your loss is capped at a lower price than something at 10%. Because if you take $10 credit, your max loss is 90. If you take $90 credit, your max loss is 10. You're not going to be very likely to get a $90 fill. But I don't know where you could get 50. If we did something where we capped our loss, see there's a run out from SPY now, so that's going to make that spread more expensive. The bid's at 15 now, but the ask is 18. See our double top, double bottom pattern. Are we going to turn around and go back up through here? I'm not sure. We'll keep watching, and we're going to extend this line to the right. See if that acts as any support later. It's a little bit messier of a confirmation than the other day, but we're running up a pretty good amount here. No more news on SPY, it looks like. Just a thing about judge blocking the expulsion of a company. Children under child pandemic-related border rules. I read that earlier. DAO high is 4.1%. Somebody bought 3,500 FANG. 118 of December of 2020. 45 calls for $1.19 for 93,000 deltas. I saw the other day somebody sold 3.3 million shares of SPY. That's $1.2 billion. So I wonder who did that. If that was a big financial company, if that was like a person. No idea, but it was crazy. That's a big drop there. See if they do fail that level. That's not even on as big a volume. That's interesting. I'm going to keep waiting because we had a wick down just like this. See if this is our support level or are we actually going through this time. Again, looking at the 5 minute, we're looking at a line cross reversal. I think this is it. I'm going to move my short level though to be extremely sure down to about 360.98. But I like looking at it on this time frame. You can see here that this 361 is really our resistance level that we had back here, and now it's become support. So I'll keep watching that. I'm going to change the color of this one to green while we're here, as well as this one. But the MACD lines are not very high above the 0 line. But all we need to make money through this spread is for the market to be neutral. It looks like they're trying to reverse already. This is not a lot of movement at all. The highest you've gone, the lowest you've gone is 360.30. The highest you've gone is 360.50. 361.50. So $1.20 is the range we've stayed in all day. And if you had to guess right now which way are we going to go, it would have to be down. There's no news. No news. People are going to be alone with their thoughts. What direction is the market going to go? I don't know how many people are going to look at this chart and say, oh man, 355 is going to be a huge level. They could blow right through this like they did here when they gapped from 329 all the way up to 332. They could gap right through it like that. They could have gapped down like this, gap up like that. You could see a huge gap. People might be getting out. I don't want to sound super biased. I'm just looking at the indicators and I'm so excited. I just want it to happen now that when we see this turnaround, the high RSI, the high MACD, we're going to get a load of volume and we are going to see a huge drop, I think. Again, this is just my opinion, not a financial advisor. Take what I have to say with a grain of salt. A lot of salt. In the meantime, though, our call sides that we are selling are dying. This Iron Condor's got $10 more to make me by the end of the week, so I'm going to leave that, as that'll be 10%. It's actually got $2 more on the put side, as long as we don't blow through 350 by the end of Friday. I think sometime next week we could see it. Hopefully it's not some type of crazy run-up like this where you kept having the signs and it never went down. It was finally here when it happened. Everyone's like, okay, that's enough. So I might sell some more calls here. Oh, excuse me. I might sell some more calls if we break the 361 level to the downside. I'll watch that on the 1 minute. Go to SPY. We'll do the November 20th. Sell calls. We're going to do the 366 call. Buy the 367 call. Actually, no. Let's sell the 355, buy the 366 to just increase the length of our spread on that side. Spread is currently worth 14. Could have sold it for 15 earlier. We're just going to do 14. There's our break. And are we going to get filled at 14? We got filled at 14. Alrighty. So now we've adjusted that Iron Condor to, it says we're down $4 on it, but that's because we adjusted the leg to the point where we have more money on the call side to farm. The put side is still 3, so we could try closing out of that, but we just took a little bit of extra collateral into that. So there we go. Got a bit more money down to the short side now. I like that breakdown through there on the 5 minute. You're seeing a confirmation. broke new lows, and we could stay underneath this 9-period SMA for a while now here. Work, put in support here, could be a wedge pattern here. We'll watch which way it wants to go. Break out to the upsides a long, break to the downsides a short. This would be your exit on the short side, or a potential take out a lot of your profits. But you could see also a breakdown through that level when you see these breakouts like this, where if one of them is slanted, the line you draw at that tip of the peak or the low, you're going to see that's normally a good exit point, in my experience. There's our breakdown. We'll see if we can make a bit more money on this going into Friday. So again, we're short SPY, like this MACD. It's not as high as I would have liked for it to be, but I did average into my put position, my short call position. MACD lines are still trying to stay far apart. Just not seeing any news, and there are stimulus hopes kind of revitalizing, but I feel like they're kind of getting shot down pretty quickly. So this isn't a ton of volume even. We got a lot of volume on this candle, a lot of volume here, a lot of volume there, but we don't have volume on this. So I want to watch for more volume. Here's our first open below. We'll see if we start to get sellers now. But there is really no resistance level. I mean, this was your open here that acted as a resistance here, then the support there. So if we come back up, fine. I'll take a loss or something, but I think we're gonna stay below this line for quite a while now. Now that we've seen the MACD line cross, the RSI, and the overall fact that we could be turning to a bullish trend here pretty soon. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Same signs. It is close to the 0 line, but we may be about to start heading further down. Take that back to the 1 day because I like looking at the 1 day. Bigger picture. Come on, let me click it. There we go. ALNY, another A ticker. Go figure. Now you don't want to get greedy doing anything stupid here, so I want to make sure that I am not placing any stupid trades. The only other trade I might look at today is Slack. If they break to the upside, then I would short them because I am bullish on their overall direction with the indicators pointing to a turnaround. We'll see what happens there. Got about 15 minutes left on the stream here. Again, I'm watching Hanesbrands, SPY, and Work, or Slack. It's weird that Work is the ticker. But anyways, I'm going to watch Work to the upside through this level here, the 2645 level. I'm short SPY through this level as that was a support, a resistance earlier. It was support. Now we've broken down through it. We are back above it now, but I like the indicators. Low RSI, MACD above the 0 line, starting to cross there. We had a similar looking one on the 1 hour here, right there. And then we also have on the 1 day, we could be going towards a bearish trend here in the next few days. But this MACD is so high, I think that this channel here, I don't know if we're gonna reach that. That would be going all the way up to the 362.50 level today. So had to be watching for that. Day lows for today, you'd have to go through the 180 SMA to get down below it, but that low right now is 360.30. That would be a short level, although I am not averaging it anymore. And then I'm in Hanesbrands. I bought some shares here with their confirmation above the 9-period SMA on the 5-minute at 13.64. That's my average purchase price. We're up 9 cents on it, but we've been up about 15 cents at the highs. I'm holding those for a couple of weeks as I do like the overall sentiment of Hanesbrands here for the next few days with this MACD line cross. I'd like us to get to at least 1440 before I look at an exit plan. I'm going to go back to the 5-minute there to look at them. And then Slack, looking at them on the 1 day, similar look here. All we have at a fall down, although we have validated above the 9-period SMA here. Last time we did that, we had an open down low. So I'm going to keep watching. We do have MACD line crossing with us on our side this time. That's on the 1 day. On the 1 hour, you might have a bit further down to drop if you're just counting that. And then here on the 5-minute, I'm watching this little wedge pattern right here, where this would be a short level, but I wouldn't short. I'm only in here if they break to the upside. If they go to the downside, I'm out. If they go up, though, I'm in a long. There goes SPY to the downside. Good for us. Our puts are so far away from the money, we're not going to lose any money that way. We're up 4% on that account today. We were up 7.5% on it yesterday, which actually only puts us up 16.23% in the past week because we were kind of flat other than that. Up $4 in this Iron Condor. It's down to 16 cents. I'm going to wait to exit that one. That's on the 25th. That's when that one expires. I have a December 4th Iron Condor that's kind of going up and down with the implied volatility still at 21 cents. I'm going to keep holding on to that one. I sold that one, I think, yesterday or the day before. That one's I'm going to be holding for a while. I like to realize 60 to 80% of my profits. So I'm going to keep watching for that. It's showing that I'm down $3 on this Condor, but it's because I adjusted one of the legs that was actually up 13 on it. 4.29% is now what we're up on this account, with this Iron Condor going down a bit as we're moving back toward the lows here. But this break, this MACD line crossing, I'm really liking stuff to the downside, so we'll keep watching. All right, we got about 10 minutes left here on the stream. Really nothing else, just watching SPY, see if they continue their trend down. And yeah. Alrighty. Ally account's looking good. Slow but steady growth on that account. I like to do condors on there too, but I like to go about 35 days out from expiration and getting about 10 delta trades on each side there. SPY coming back up to test that 361 level. See if they pull back through it again like they did here. They wicked above it. See what the 1 minute is showing here. 1 minute wants a reversal. Not as high volume here that we had on the spike down. Lots of volume there as well. So I always like to see more volume on the big down ticks like here. This one didn't look as good. This one didn't have high volume either. The more volume there is, the more people you know are on your side that also want that movement down. But again, that movement from 361 to 361.11, that's 10 cents right there. This is a very, very, very slow day for SPY today. You've seen they've gone between 360.30 and 361.50. They've stayed in the same $1.20 range all day. So these iron condors are making bank. It's ridiculous. HBI, while they are out of that wedge breakout, they've kind of fallen down to the downside about 7 cents. Again, I'm still holding them for a few days to swing them at about that rate. Keep watching SPY. They tried to wick off the 9-period SMA. If they turn around, sure, I'll take the probabilities. I mean, you have a, if you can see right there, there is a smaller line there on the MACD, but again, overall still bearish on the whole market here. Back down to being up only 4% on the mini, the bigger mini. Oh, we want to get that condor. I want to see go down to at least 25 today. We could see that because this condor is basically it's basically a call credit spread. So I'm shorting the stock. I'm short, and it's a $200 wide spread at the top, and I got 21 cents credit there. It's worth, is it worth 23? It's worth 27, sorry. So I actually have basically a $24 credit for a $2 wide put spread up above. Because the put side is now worth 2, so it's actually $25 credit on the top there. So we'll keep watching SPY. I think I'm just going to wrap it up now. There's really nothing else to look at. Work here could go up. Might sell a put spread on them, but that's all I'll be watching. Holding Hanes for the long haul. And then SPY, I'm short through the bottom here. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm short. So, alrighty. Well, that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. To anybody that was here, hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything that I do on this channel should be taken with a grain of salt and is for educational purposes only. Anyways, that is it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing a 2-hour stream tomorrow. And Friday, I think, is also going to be a short stream as well. But we'll look to close out some of these positions then. Again, up 4% on the small account, which I'm happy about. Large accounts up a smaller amount. But I'm trying to be very passive with that one. Alrighty, I will see you guys tomorrow.